You still haven't mentioned Bitcoin tanking. When will it happen?
I don't know. Because I don't know what's keeping it up in the first place.
Do you know, interestingly, 14 years ago today, you could buy one Bitcoin for 25 cents?
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. And now it's worth around 77,000.
Yeah.
But then again, the elusive character, I forget his name, who created this, could walk in one day and just delete it all.
Well, if there is a backdoor into the software, which nobody knows about, but I don't know. The problem is we don't buy anything we don't understand. We're not the only ones that don't understand it. And we're not going to be buying it anytime soon. We're firmly in the camp. Stay with the assets that you know, secure assets. You know, the warning goes on Bitcoin that you could lose everything.
Yeah.
When you put the warning on portfolios of stocks and shares, the warning is that your value can go up and down. Bitcoin, you could lose everything. So it's not one, even, you know, good luck to anybody that made money from it, but don't put your shirt on it.
Sure. I think the value somehow is placed on the fact that there are only 21 million. It's capped at 21 million Bitcoins. But I saw BlackRock recently put a short 3-minute video out on what Bitcoin is, because they've gone into it. And while it explains it's capped at 21 million, there's a small disclaimer that says the cap's not guaranteed to exist forever. Something like that.
Well, if you don't know who created the whole thing in the first place, you don't know whether at some stage there's going to be a flood of Bitcoins hit the market, which is built deep into the software that nobody has noticed. And for all those range of uncertainties, why would somebody who's retired with enough money to maintain their lifestyle for the rest of their lives want to risk losing it all on an asset that nobody really understands?
Christmas and into New Year is usually a peaceful time. DIY in crypto or Mag 7 versus a group of educated investment team. What would you say in terms of volatility on each of those, and how one might provide a more peaceful investment experience compared to the other?
Volatility on the Mag 7 last year was about twice as volatile as the S&P 500. Volatility on Bitcoin is off the scale. Now, we have risk budgets. James pointed this out at the Q&A at the Whitney seminar. We have a risk budget. We stick to that. We do not violate it. That's our promise to any investors, that these risk restrictions that we've set are always adhered to. We cannot put Bitcoin in the portfolio because it is too risky. It will use up too much of our risk budget.
And you can lose all your money in Bitcoin. So for an investor in Courtiers funds, what would it take for an investor in Courtiers funds to lose all their money?
Well, the world would have to come to an end. That's the only way. The financial system's got to be ended globally. The world's got to come to an end, because everything's got to go pop. And that's why you don't have to put the phrase out there, you could lose all your money. You say it can go up and down, but you're invested in a broad range of some of the world's best companies.
That's in essence what diversification.
That's what diversification does for you.
Yeah.
And our funds are extraordinarily broadly diversified, because, as I've said before, diversification is the only free lunch in the investment world, and you fail to do it at your peril. But if you're racing, if you're trying to punt some money, and I'm talking about the type of money that you might go and stick on the 135 at Ascot or wherever takes your fancy, that's how you've got to look at these things like Mag 7 and Bitcoin, to that extent. And companies go horribly wrong sometimes. And Tupperware was a great business for such a long time, as James showed, failed 90-odd%, nearly 100% last year, worthless. You cannot afford to put all your eggs in one basket. Not if you're relying on that capital to provide you with a good living in retirement.